There, I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce proof and prove. And while we're talking about these words, we'll also talk about other words that have the f or f and v or v sounds at the end, and what's different between them. So I'm glad that you requested this pair of words, proof and prove, because they're really important for a pattern that happens for many people when speaking English. So a lot of times people, when they are trying to make the v sound, like improve, at the ends of words, they will tend to make it more like a f sound, or the letter F in proof. This is simply because for many languages, putting a voiced consonant at the end of a word is challenging. And also when I say the word prove by itself, I don't make a strong V. I'm not saying prove and holding it. So your ear may not be used to listening for the difference between proof and prove. So the difference is that between f and v, the only thing that I do differently is that f, I don't turn my voice on, whereas v, there's vibration here. My voice is on. But in order to make that vibration happen and to be able to perceive this v sound at the end, we actually hold the vowel oo longer in the word prove than we do in the word proof. So when there's a f at the end of the word, this has a shorter duration of the vowel. And I'm intentionally saying duration because sometimes people use long and short vowel to talk about the vowel sound, which I think is confusing. It's the same vowel sound in both of these words. It's the oo vowel. The vowel doesn't change except that I hold it longer here. So proof and prove. That's the most important piece for a listener to hear, the difference between the two words. Of course, also proof, you can hear, has noisy air. Prove has voiced v at the end. Same thing happens in these words like half and have, life and live, leaf and leave. So as I mentioned before, the challenge for most people is that this v sound is challenging to put at the end of the word. A solution for that is to link that word to another word. So for example, it's easier for me to say prove it, with that v sound than it is to just say prove by itself. You can almost think of it as the v sound going on to the word it, prove it. Because for most people, putting the v at the start of the word, they're successful in making that sound, versus if they just have to say prove by itself. So prove it, have it, live a little, leave it, etc. Any word that starts with a vowel is easily linked, and that v sound, the voice stays on and moves on to the next word. One exception for the word have is that when I use the phrase have to, native speakers tend to devoice this, and it'll sound more like have to or have to. And so that's something that if I write it down and you see have to, it looks informal. Of course, we wouldn't write it that way. We always write it like have to. But you'll notice when people are speaking, they don't say I have to go. They say I have to go. And that's natural, correct, and professional. So that is one exception where we devoice that. But otherwise, you should be listening for the v sound on prove and the f sound on proof, as well as on these other words. You can get more help for the v and f sounds in our Sounds of English course on SpeechModification.com. It'll walk you through every sound of English, how it's spelled, what error patterns to watch out for, and give you tips like in this video to understand how to correct those error patterns and how to easily say those sounds in your fluent English. Check that out. It's our Sounds of English course on SpeechModification.com. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Saturday, we'll have our live question and answer class. Thank you so much, those of you who've been liking, commenting, and sharing. I really appreciate the support. Also, a special shout out to our channel subscribers and our channel members. It's wonderful to have your support. It really does help support the channel. You can get more free lessons and resources on our website, speechmodification.com. as well as checking out our free and inexpensive online courses. Let me know if you have a question, and looking forward to seeing you in our next class. I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. SpeechModification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.